How's it going, guys? Well, I never thought that I'd find myself doing a video like this, but here we are. So I just did a massive Woolworths shop, about $300 worth of food for the next few weeks for myself. And so with Woolies, they give you these little Discovery Garden vegetable, herb and flower seeds, which you can grow at home. And so I had the idea today, because I got about 14 of them, I think. Yeah, 14 in the shop with that order. So I thought I would try them out in a egg container. So this is just a 18 pack Sunny Queen Farms free range eggs family pack. So the plan is I'm going to cut this section off and then put this in there, and then pop each little plant into into each little pocket. So it should work pretty well. I'm pretty sure that's the same. It's just cardboard, same stuff here. Probably a little different in materials. But at first I thought I could just pop them in there, but they're not actually really going to fit. So I think what I'm going to do is drop them in there. But I don't really want to waste that cardboard, so I'm wondering whether I can tear this and then pop it in there as well. And there's your actual seeds. So usually what you do is you'd get your mix, your soil mix, you'd mix that in water in a separate little saucepan or a bowl. Then you would put 80% of that into here, put your plants down, and then the other 20% you'd put on top. Let's have a look at and then it comes with a tag for what the herb is. So these are Dianthus chinesis. Tells you how long it takes them to sprout, how long it takes repotting time, and then flowering time. And then you can write your name, the date you planted it. So the instructions basically tell you on the back here. They tell you getting your garden started, put the cocoa pellet, which is this one, put the cocoa pellet into a saucer and pour 35 ml of water over it, put on gloves and mix the soil into the cocoa pellet, and mix the water into the cocoa pellet with your hands to make a wet mixture. Watch the soil mix expand. Use most of the soil mix to fill up the pot around 1 centimeter below the top of there. So that's what they're referring to as the pot. And then carefully tear open the satchel and place the seeds on top of the soil mix. Take care not to press down too hard. Now use the rest of your soil mix to cover the seeds. I don't think you actually have to tear the seeds out because they're in a biodegradable piece of paper. So I don't think you actually have to push out each seed because they're literally in the biodegradable. It's like tissue paper. So that's basically how you make them, and then keeping your garden healthy. It just says how to keep your garden healthy. Ensure that your seeding kits get plenty of sunlight. Place the pot in a place with enough light, but not directly in the sun. Check the soil mix in the morning and before bed. If the soil mix feels dry and crumbly, pour a small amount of clean water over the surface. Control the amount of moisture you're giving your seedling pot. The soil should be moist but not too wet. Maintain proper ventilation by leaving your seedling kits near an open window or outside when weather permits. If you see a plant appear from the soil mix, well done. The seeds have sprouted, and will soon be ready to move into a bigger pot or garden. Yeah, I don't know how long they'll last in here, but I guess then you got to move them into the garden. Oh, and then it says find out how to plant your seedlings into a bigger pot or garden at woolworths.com.au/discoverygarden. So that's basically what they are and how you use them. But yeah, I'm hoping I can stuff that in here. So that's enough talking. How long have I been talking for? 4 minutes? Oh, nearly 5 minutes. Well, let's get to the planting. So, safety first, guys. If you're using a knife, check with your parents first. So I just want to cut off the lid. Chuck that in there. Okay. Heck, I could even just... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. So... then I'm thinking I'm going to just rip this up. Give it heaps of... So that's my pot, and I'm putting it into there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that for all of these little pockets. I don't know if I'm getting high off this potting mix. I don't know if that's even possible, but I can certainly smell a lot of that garden sort of smell. Like my room is starting to smell like Bunnings Warehouse in the garden section. Okay, I'm starting to change my tactic. What I'm going to do is just basically crush the bottom of the pot like that. Just crush it in like a circle, and then I can push it down and mold it into that egg spot. And that saves a lot of time because you really don't need to be tearing it up, I don't think. If I can fit it like that, just have to squash it, open it back up, and then squeeze that little guy down there and chuck him into place. Yeah, now if you're doing this inside, you probably want to be careful of the carpet if you're doing it in a carpeted area. I'm just risking it for the biscuit, but yeah, carpet's probably not the best. You just have to be careful if you're doing it on carpet because it can get messy. And look at all that soil. You'll see I'm gonna chuck all that soil in at once when I prepare it in water, and then I'll just scoop it out. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Okay, so it's 16, not 18. 16, not 14. So yeah, there you go. So I'm going to prepare the soil now, and then we'll start preparing the garden. So plan is I'm going to drop it all in the water here, and then I'm just going to kind of, I'm going to get my hands in there, and then once I got my soil mix, I'm just going to be scooping that in. Actually, I might get a spoon to help with that. Yeah, look at that. It's cool stuff. Yeah, well, I'm gonna come back once I've finished putting all the mix into there, because I'm actually worried don't want to make this carpet too dirty, so I'm gonna probably do that outside, or definitely not on the carpet, and then I'll be back in a tick once that's done. Okay, alrighty guys, we ready for the reveal? Here we go. Ta-da! There is the finished product. So we've got 16, 17, because I've got one here from a few weeks ago that I got in my last shop. And so I've just popped that in there too. It's Chives. So that is everything there. And I've got the little tags there. So now I'll just find a spot that is out of the sun, out of direct sunlight, but still, you know, exposed to sunlight, just not directly. And then yeah, most of these, I think a couple of weeks. Should be, most of them in 2 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks should be sprouting. And then maybe once they get big enough, I guess I'll see see if I can move them into the garden. Because I have a share house at the moment at a place in Brisbane, in St. Lucia. And I'd probably have to get, I'm not sure if I might have to get permission to plant stuff. I don't know if it even mentions that in the lease. But yeah, that is my setup, and it all fit. It all worked pretty well by the looks thus far. It shouldn't leak through because we got the cardboard it came in, then 2 layers of egg carton. So I could keep this inside too, but if I have enough room on my desk, I might. Otherwise, I'll put them out on the veranda. But they might be nice once they start sprouting. I think I might bring them back inside. Some really nice ones here, like the lavender. The what else? Well, I really like lavender. That's one of my favorites. Oh, poppies. That'd be kind of cool. I've never grown poppies. Last time I played with stuff like this, man, I was like in primary school. But this is actually pretty fun. I reckon I've enjoyed preparing it. So hopefully I can reap the reward, and hopefully Mother Nature brings the goods and sprouts these bad boys. So we got some chives, carrots, pansy, admire, tomato cherries, salvia, lavender, phlox, perpetual spinach, red basil, oregano, phacelia, lettuce mix salad leaves, saga, poppy, bunching onion, lemon balm, and dianthus. So it's a mix of herbs, veggies, and flowers, I guess. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one.